So we have some huge developments going on in Europe right now. Germany took so much land away from both Poland and Italy, and there's a massive coalition that's forming all around them. They're dealing with some massive rebel uprisings. I don't know how they're going to hold on here. I think we're going to see some big things start to break down in Europe. So yes, Germany will be a high priority of mine to kind of keep an eye on because there's actually 205 German revolutionaries that have spawned up in Berlin as well as all over Germany. There is no way, I don't think, that Germany can come back from this, but you know what? They might, because remember, there's a huge military. They have a huge military under their hands, under their control. I actually think that they could fight these off. It depends on how much continue to spawn, but as of right now, they should be okay. I don't think that anything. I don't think that it's out of their control, I guess you could say. They should be able to kind of figure something out, but we'll kind of keep an eye on it. Also, there's an Algerian war that popped up. Let's go ahead and check in on that. So where is that going to be taking place at? Where is Malta at in this map here? Let me check. Oh, wow, that would be actually a really big pickup for Algeria. That would be very, very big. So they've got their 84 ships with 57 transports. Wow, I had no idea they had 57 transports. They're about to land a 45 stack on this small island just south of Sicily. That would be a very interesting expansion. Very interesting way of expanding for the Algerian Empire. So let's kind of keep an eye on that and see how that goes. Let's double check on Germany. What's going on here? So they haven't engaged the huge stack that's inside of Berlin, but they have pretty much just eliminated every single other rebel group. Now, this is only the first test that Germany's going to have to pass if they want to hold on to these lands and to continue to just dominate Europe like they are. They need to also survive the coalition, which I know that war is probably going to pick up soon. I just don't know when it's going to happen. I wonder how the USA is feeling. I mean, what's just the opinion of everybody? How does everyone feel about Germany? I mean, there's a lot of hatred going on here. The Russian opinion of Germany is 106 Gs. Poland, there's a lot of hate. I wanted to see exactly how America felt towards Germany. It's actually positive, surprisingly enough. I mean, that's almost in the status of like they could maybe form an alliance at some point. I mean, that's how crazy it is. But yeah, most of Europe absolutely just despises Germany. Italy, Poland, Sweden, France, most of the Balkans, Greece. Except for Spain and Switzerland, that's funny, and Luxembourg. So they don't mind them as much. Let's see if they can take out this rebel stack here. So they've there's more popping up. See, that's the problem. If they keep popping up, then that is going to be the issue. They can fight them back, but if they keep popping up, that is what's going to really start some stuff. That's where they're going to run into some major problems. I wonder how Malaya is doing. Let's go ahead and look at Malaya. They're still allied to China. Now, who is China allied to exactly? Malaya doesn't really have much going on, clearly. But who is China allied to exactly? So they're no longer allied to Poland. They're still allied to Egypt, Germany, and Malaya, as well as North Korea. So nothing too much. They were allied to a lot before, and I didn't like it. It felt like a little bit too much. I mean, if anyone is supposed to be, it should be in this game without any alliances, it should be China. China does not need those alliances. I wish that they were more of a solo nation country in this mod because they don't need the help. They really don't. And India still they haven't come back. They have not come back whatsoever from just the massive wars that completely broke India apart and had them release all these nations. I think the truces are about to end. Yeah, a lot of these truces have ended. So we're going to see India start to blob up slowly. Probably actually not even slowly. It'll be quite fast. I don't think we're going to notice it. South Sudan and Zambia have gotten into it. We'll have to check in on that. And has Algeria already occupied Malta yet? Not yet, but they will. They're destroying the final troop right there. Boom. And they're going to get the occupation very soon. So let's check in on this. South Sudan versus Zambia. This is a pretty one-on-one war for the most part. Niger might contribute a little bit as well as Angola, but I don't think Angola is going to get military access. Oh, they did. So they will help out a little bit. And Angola's got 16 troops. Zambia doesn't have much. I'm surprised that Zambia does. I thought Zambia was doing good. Wow, South Sudan has got almost 100,000 men. That's how you know that they're doing really good in Africa when they have, in India, there you go. Just like we talked about. India teaming up with Afghanistan versus Delhi, and I'm not sure this one, Trihat? I'm not sure. Algeria's got 10% war score. That should be a full annexation very soon. How's Germany doing? I see no more rebels, and they have not engaged the Berlin rebels just yet. Not yet, but they're doing fine. They need to unite. They need to get every single troop involved in this. It doesn't look like... Oh, yeah, no, they are sieging out Berlin. Okay. I wasn't sure that... I wasn't sure if there was like an animation for it. I feel like there is, but I didn't see it there. All right. I wonder how big of a pickup South Sudan could possibly grab here. Zambia is going to really be no threat at all. Oh, Angola didn't get the military access. Or maybe they did. They just decided to not go that way. That was probably what happened. They probably have military access. They just decided not to do it. Oh, now they are. Well, it doesn't really matter. That's not really going to help them out too much because either way, they're probably not going to have a good time in this war. There's no way. This war is about to end. St. Vincent for Grenada. Let's go ahead and check in on where that is at, actually. St. Vincent. That's a Caribbean. That's going something in the Caribbean. Yeah, that's what I figured. Something kind of smaller islands in the Caribbean that are going at it. This definitely affects Great Britain. So I guess that makes sense why they're getting involved. Somewhat. I mean, they're getting somewhat involved. I don't know how much they're actually contributing. Are they contributing much? No, I don't really see many British soldiers here. Or Mexico's fleet is going up around northern Venezuela. Another war's popped out. Ooh, Hungary versus Serbia. Austria, Ukraine are also involved. Bulgaria. Let's go ahead and double check on just visually. I don't know why I ever just read them off. It never works out reading off because one, I can't pronounce anything, but two, it just makes it look so much better when we just look at it visually. So this looks like it should be in favor of... Ukraine is powerful. I would say it's one of the most powerful nations in Eastern Europe right now, as well as the Balkan area. Bulgaria is also involved. They've got a 50 stack, and I'm sure they're going to find a way to use that 50 stack. I don't know how Hungary has 67,000 troops. That is crazy. That is crazy. Okay, and I think the rebels are about to be attacked by Germany soon. Germany's dealt with everything else. And the thing is, if the coalition were to form, it'd be right after they attack this massive stack of rebels. Anyways, let's keep an eye on this. We have to see if Ukraine's going to be able to handle this or not. See, look at all these cores that they have. They should have gone after Russia when Russia was like doing really bad. I don't know why they didn't do that. A couple of wars have just ended. The Indian Wars ended for sure. I remember that one. I figured they were going to grab Delhi pretty fast. As well as something... Not sure where the other one was, but yeah, there was something else that ended. South Sudan, Hungary. Hungary's already at 16 war score. Wow. How did you get that so fast? Oh, well, you already have control over Serbia. That's why. Well, that makes sense. South Sudan at 5 war score. What's going on there? You pressing forward in northern Zambia? Yes, you are, for the most part, although Angola and Zambia are teaming up, trying to unoccupy or remove that siege away from you. Where are your other troops at? Don't tell me you like sent them over this way. Oh, you brought down Algeria. Ooh. Oh, Algeria was the other one that happened. Yeah, that's the other one that ended, and that's because you just pieced out with Malta. So boom, that was a big pickup. Very, very smart move there for Algeria. And now there's going to be some tension between Italy and Algeria. There's been tension between Algeria and the southern Europeans like Italy and Spain, but now it's going to get intense. Now it's going to get very, very intense. We'll have to see how that plays out. Have you guys attacked yet? No, but they're suffering from a lot of attrition. They're getting ready. They're surrounding the Berlin rebels. These German revolutionaries are being surrounded. I still don't think they have the numbers to be able to do this. Now, Berlin is technically in the woods. It is in the woods. They are not ready for this. Oh, they will be. Those troops from Italy are coming up north. They better be fast. You kind of don't want your capital city to be under occupation. Or your capital province, I should say. South Sudan, Nepal. Okay, so now the smaller Indian countries are kind of going at it, as well as India is being involved as well. Bangladesh is going to be interesting. Now, I know that India can more than likely handle Bangladesh, but they're more powerful than I would have expected. With only having about 6 provinces, I should say, they're doing really well for themselves. Nepal as well. Nepal is doing good too. Pakistan is now separated into western and eastern Pakistan, just like the whole Bangladesh situation. From now, like this was like 200 years ago from this point in time, 2137. A little bit longer than that. But yeah, pretty big stuff going on with Pakistan. It's going to be tough for them to, unless they have military access. Do they have military access? There's no way. They've got to hate each other, right? It's India and Pakistan. They don't. They don't. They're not enemies technically. They're not allied, but they're not enemies or rivals, I guess I should say. Wow. Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on that. That's cool. 41-1 war score for Hungary. So doesn't look like Ukraine is going to be able to save Serbia at this point. Have the rebels been attacked yet? No, still not yet. Germany's sitting around. They're twiddling their thumbs, and I'm wondering if they feel at all, if they're feeling threatened by the coalition. Jeez, 150 aggressive expansion from some of these nations, and these guys are strong too. Really, really powerful nations. Oh my gosh. Germany, what have you gotten yourself into, man? You gotten yourself into a big old mess. Huge mess. Yeah, that's going to be tough. And South Sudan's not doing super well. Niger is over here as also. Algeria hasn't contributed that much, although I'm waiting for Algeria to attack Niger. And actually, Algeria might benefit from this. They could maybe separate peace and take away some of these lands. That would definitely increase Algeria's power. Although, again, Algeria, just because they look big, doesn't mean that they're the best in Africa. I would actually put my money on someone like Nigeria, who have almost 200,000 troops, which is crazy. Nigeria is doing a great job in terms of their military size and stuff like that. So is South Africa. South Africa is doing pretty good too, but not as well, I would say. Probably not as well. All right, what you gonna do here? Looks like I think the Germans are taking too long. They are definitely taking too long. They're gonna get their and I forgot there's Swedish separatists that have rised up and Finnish separatists. Well, there you go. So now you have to use your navy, which Great Britain we saw destroyed the entire German fleet. So I don't know if they've got a little bit left. I mean, we saw they didn't destroy the entire German fleet, but they definitely did a big damage. We saw like over 150 ships sink in the English Channel when Great Britain caught them, which was a big deal. That was probably the biggest loss to Germany in that entire war. They lost probably a little bit of manpower, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and check in on that. Since the last time we checked, I mean, Germany was like third in almost every category, except for manpower, they were first. They lost like 200,000 men, which isn't that big of a deal when they had 1 million, and the gangs that they made in the process were definitely worth it. I mean, Germany's looking so strong right now, but they did lose a lot of manpower. They were at 1 million manpower, and they lost all of it. Again, from that huge war with Italy and Poland, as well as I'm sure because of the rebels. The rebels have been probably a pretty big issue. That's why they probably don't want to engage that 200 stack in Berlin. They don't have the manpower to reinforce. That's a little bit scary because now Great Britain hasn't really been involved in a war. They haven't invested too heavily in a war, and they're just sitting there in the British Isles building and building and building. And we've talked about this many times. Great Britain is the only factor in Europe at the moment that I think could stop Germany. Unless, of course, this coalition. That coalition will certainly stop Germany as well. I don't care how weak these nations are around them. If you get enough people to get involved, then yeah, you'll be fine. Maybe they're allowing the attrition to build up or something. Okay, you've definitely got enough troops now, though. You could definitely attack and you'd be fine. You would for sure be fine if you attacked right now. Let's go ahead and check on current wars. Let's go back to current wars. South Sudan is at 8 war score. Nepal, yeah, again, the Indian subcontinent is kind of broken out into all sorts of different little wars. Whether that's India getting involved or some of the minor nations also helping out. Who's Italy allied to? Poland, Ukraine, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia. Dang, how did they get up all these alliances? That's crazy. How about Great Britain? Egypt, Italy, Senegal, and that's it. Oh, and Brazil. Brazil's a good one. Especially since they have like their territory in the British West Indies, and actually how's their liberty is that 74%. So the British West Indies might at some point rise up soon, and I'm willing to bet right now it'd be the USA that supports that independence, and we'll see a British USA war again, a British USA war, and that will be very interesting, especially because it seems like the AI for the US really wants kind of the Havana area. I could see like maybe Havana forming up or Cuba forming up and them losing it because after USA helps out that independence, they declare war. It seems like that might happen, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. The British have a lot of control over this region, and I know the USA do as well, somewhat with like Puerto Rico and stuff like that, St. Thomas. I think there is definitely a power struggle going on in this location. I can't believe that Nicaragua is still around. I figured Mexico would have gone after that a long time ago, but I guess not. 49 war score for Hungary. Is there any truce still with France? There are. Okay, there's actually a lot of truces still with France. So France is okay. Well, actually, none of those were great powers. I'm expecting one of the great powers to declare war on France at some point. I think what would happen, I think what's going to happen is Spain's going to declare war on France and they're going to call on Germany. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I forgot Spain and France were allied, technically. You still allied to Germany? Or China? Yes, you are. Germany and China are still allied to each other. There's a little dipping of land. India is slowly trying to gain back their strength. It's probably a bad idea to allow these smaller nations to attack each other like that. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult to kind of blob out. Palestine still doing good. Who are they allied to? To Cyprus, where they're going to need to get a little bit stronger alliances than that. Let's check in on South Sudan. So I don't see Algeria really contributing too much here. What's up with that? South Sudan, what's going on with that? I mean, are you going after Niger? Yes, okay, there you are. Okay, I figured you had to have been going after Niger or something. So that is somewhat helpful for South Sudan, but not a lot. Not by a whole bunch. You're still having to deal with Zambia and Angola down south here. But South Sudan has the numbers on their side. They should be able to handle this. They should. Although, what is South Africa thinking with their 46 stack here? I can see South Africa loves getting involved within this region. They never like just letting things go, which is smart. That's what they should be. They need to be like kind of controlling of their region. Very, very important. All right, boom. Yep. So, well, okay. So the rebels did end up occupying Berlin, but it's too late. Finally, I think Germany just wanted to wait to the last minute, build up as many troops, made sure they had the guaranteed victory over those revolutionaries, and now they're occupying their capital, which shouldn't take too long. So Germany looks like they've survived the rebel attack. There's a few more that are still popping up, and I'm sure we're going to continue to see these pop up. Now, we'll have to see if they've survived the coalition. That type of coalition where the aggressive expansion is so high that you're talking about at any point within the next several years, that coalition could decide to act. They could wait for 5 years almost, maybe even more than that, to declare that war, because the aggressive expansion is over 100 with a lot of those nations. I know for the most part, no one wants to attack them, because even with the coalition's numbers, I think they realize, oh my gosh, Germany can still possibly take us. I think that they obviously want to have a successful war, so maybe they're waiting. I'm not sure. Maybe they're waiting for probably Great Britain to gain a little bit more power here. That could be something. Let's check in on South Sudan, see what happened. Yep, they definitely divided up. Oh yeah, they took like how many provinces? They took 2 provinces away from Zambia. Well, there you go. And did Niger lose anything? Nope. I figured Algeria might have wanted to kind of squeeze in there, maybe grab a few extra lands, but I guess they weren't able to do that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to have to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.